In this enchanting tale of a world filled with magic, we dive deep into the adventures of a white-haired, crazy, but extremely powerful chi cultivator called Bai. He, along with his companions, journeys through a mysterious mansion filled with illusions and supernatural challenges. The group faces trials, ranging from time manipulation to battling inner demons, all while contending with an immortal evil force. As the story unfolds, secrets are revealed, leading to an epic showdown against the villain's dark ambitions. The climax brings unexpected twists, showcasing Bai's newfound strength and level of power. The anime kicks off with a white-haired young boy named Bai. He's a stupid and clueless kid who is trying to be powerful and move to the upper realms in this world of magic and Q cultivation. He's been stuck at the level in the Establishment Foundation realm for over 3,000 years, desperately trying to prove himself. In the present time, we see some powerful thunder beasts attacking the Sword Sect realm. A clan member tries to act tough and walks up to fight the beasts alone, like Madara fighting in the 4th Shinobi World War, but gets zapped by lightning like Team Rocket at the end of every Pokemon episode. Yunji, the Qingming Sword Sect leader, steps in after realizing that the beasts are no joke, but he too finds it difficult to battle the beasts on his own and orders everyone to join the fight. As the battle continues, we see a mysterious individual looking over the battle from a distance. Meanwhile, Bai is working on his powers in the Qi refining realm. He flexes his powers and sends a blast of magic piercing through the sky, but surprisingly, only to let a huge water wave crash down from the sky. Frustrated, Bai blames the immortals for his slow progress. He notices the battle from above and wonders if they might need his help. Since Bai is a terrible chi cultivator, he can't use his powers to fly, so he uses the cableway instead to reach the battle below. By the time Bai reaches the site, the thunder beasts have already retreated after hearing a whistle, and the mysterious figure we saw earlier walks out of the smoke. It's Huangfu, the demon sect supreme elder, and he has come to challenge Yunji for a battle. Yunji refuses at first, but Huangfu continues to mock him. Enraged, Yunji sends a magic slash towards him, but Huangfu easily deflects it with his sword. Bai too has reached the site and is jealous of Huangfu, who gets to be in the greater realm and has passed the immortal test while he is still stuck in the Foundation realm. Huangfu then challenges Bai to a duel. He too refuses at first, but when Huangfu starts attacking, he fights back skillfully. Surprisingly, Bai is easily able to defeat Huangfu with his quick reflexes and sword skills. You see, white-haired guys in anime worlds are never weak. Huangfu is impressed by Bai's power and asks to train him. Bai rejects him by saying that he's a failure himself and has to take pills to prolong his life every 50 years. Huangfu then spills the beans about a secret scripture from the Blessed Sect and offers it to Bai to convince him. Meanwhile, Yunji is worried about the damages caused by the battle. Since neither Bai nor Huangfu could read the secret scripture, Yunji agreed to translate it only if they paid double for repairs. Then we see Zhulang, a ghost from the Hades realm. He is advising Bai to give up after 3,000 years of failure. But Bai is determined and vows to keep going, even if it means popping a life-prolonging pill every 50 years. Bai offers Zhulang a promotion if he takes Bai to the ghost world, but Zhulang challenges him to a fight for a ticket to the land of the ghosts. Then we see Yunji, who is busy praying. He hands Bai the scriptures he ordered, but asks him to fix the roof he damaged earlier. We learn that Bai had easily defeated Zhulang and sent him flying away through the roof. This guy can send anything flying, except himself. Bai proceeds to display his transformation skills by turning into a girl, leaving Yunji astonished. Yunji then drops off Bai after giving him a lift on his flying sword and sends him off to get some celestial herbs. Bai feels like throwing up, but also becomes more determined to reach the foundation level so that he can start flying too. On his way through the jungle, Bai comes across a group of men. The group stops Bai with swords in hand, but Bai isn't scared at all. Suddenly, a boy arrives and effortlessly defeats the thugs. Bai is impressed by his skills, and when the boy tells Bai that he's hunting down demons, Bai decides to follow him. Nothing better than an exciting side quest. The duo reaches a creepy cave filled with demons. The boy battles the demons bravely, but soon he realizes that he is heavily outnumbered. But to his surprise, Bai comes to the rescue and finishes off all the demons with his magical sword slashes. The boy boy, who introduces himself as Tang, is surprised to witness Bai's powers, but he doesn't express it as he's not quite fond of chi cultivators. Tang invites Bai to join him in hunting demons to save people by promising fame and riches, but Bai only wishes for dinner treats in return. Later, the duo visit the Delight House for dinner. Tang warns Bai about bewitched food at the Delight House run by witches, but Bai is not the least bothered by the warning. The leader of the Blessed Sect, Su Shangshui, enters to calm the situation between Bai and Tang. She is the same person who gave the secret scripture to Huang Fu to hand it over to Bai. After Tang leaves, Su attempts to seduce Bai, but flustered, Bai leaves in a hurry. The next day, Bai is looking for the celestial herbs in a shop, but the owner informs him that they are out of stock as all the herbs were taken away by the royal guards. Bai then overhears two royal guards looking for a young boy for a ceremony in the palace. They ask the shop owner, but he replies that he doesn't have a son. This makes Bai curious, and he transforms into a small boy and approaches the guards. When asked about his parents, he tells them that he is an orphan. Inside the palace, preparations for the worship ceremony in the Shangshuan kingdom are underway. We then see Sima, the grandmaster of the kingdom, brainwashing the king. He flatters the king by praising him for his looks, even though he looks like an old toad. The king is looking over a painting where he is drawn as an attractive man with Su Xiangshui, whom he wishes to marry soon. Delusion is a terrible thing. Sima feeds into the king's imagination and tells him that he needs to look the most handsome and make sure the ceremony goes well to impress Su. Hearing this, the king orders more manpower, leaving the workers worried and irritated. However, their progress is halted when they encounter the eldest princess, Tang Ruowei, who looks somewhat quite similar. Bai is spying on the king from a distance and is shocked to notice the resemblance between the princess and the boy he met earlier. No doubt Tang looked too feminine to start with. Princess Ruowei tries to stop her father from holding the worship ceremony, but the king is obsessed with impressing Su. Instead, he insists that Ruowei marry Sima, which angers her. Sima is a cultivator with ulterior motives, and Ruowei is well aware of his intentions. Sima offers Ruowei a rose after expressing his feelings for her with the lamest existing riz known to man. She rejects his rose, but ends up pricking her finger. Later, Si extracts her blood from the rose with a sinister smile. Why do villains need to show their sinister smiles now and then? At night, Bai transforms into his true form and sneaks into the imperial tombs. He finds various items, including the rare Dragon Ball sword. He steals many items that look precious, but all of a sudden, he is attacked by arrows coming out of nowhere. He's pulled to safety by Tang, the little boy, and both are surprised to meet again in an unexpected place and question each other's motives. Tang reveals that he is there to investigate the tomb, as there has been a zombie attack previously at the tomb. Bai follows his lead and tells Tang he too is there to investigate, but a stolen item falls from Bai's pockets, and Tang realizes that he's only there to steal. They discover a tomb connected to recent zombie occurrences. Opening it, they find the coffin of the founding emperor, surrounded by a bloodthirsty array. Tang wants to burn it to save his kingdom, but Bai insists they escape. Bai realizes that Tang is the princess, and to stop her from burning the tomb, he feeds her the night pearl he stole earlier, which induces deep sleep. Back at the Delight House, the princess is tied up. She hears Bai and Su discussing a plan to know who's behind the bloodthirsty array over the tomb. Bai asks Su to play along and get closer to the king to investigate. Breaking free, Tang reveals herself as Princess Ruowei and confronts Su. Su asks Bai to go outside for a bit and shows a scar on her back, shocking the princess. Su calls Bai back, finding the princess crying but agreeing to the plan. The next day, the princess makes her father promise not to interfere in her marriage choice in exchange for arranging a meeting with Su. The king agrees to his daughter in hopes of meeting his dream lady. The old toad is suffering from extreme-level delulu. We see Su and Ruowei in the Delight House again. Su reveals her life story of being a child of a human and the Monster King, with a tragic past. The Monster King wants to have Su back, so the zombies are sent to ruin her image amongst the humans. Hearing this, Ruowei realizes that Su is innocent and vows to help her clear her name. Back in the palace, the children, including Bai in disguise, are lined up in an unconscious state for the ceremony. Bai transforms and wakes the other children up using magic. Meanwhile, the people of the kingdom gather for the worship ceremony. They gossip about how the king looks nothing like the real person in the painting, and that Su is a wicked witch. To proceed with the ceremony, Sima taps the ground, revealing a staircase, but the kids are gone. Su walks into the scene in the meanwhile and proposes to the king. While crossing Sima, she tells him that the monster king is never going to have her back. Bai picks a leaf near Sima and starts mocking him. With an evil laugh, Sima reveals his true identity. He is a tree monster, and after transforming to his true form, spreads his branches and starts floating, causing the king to faint. He announces that he's there to take revenge on the humans for cutting his family down. Oh, that's not the case, right? We learn that Sima holds a grudge against Bai for killing his mother. He attacks fiercely, even when Su intervenes by warning Sima that Bai is too strong for him to fight. But after Sima's continuous attacks, Bai leaps at him to teach him a lesson. He carves furniture out of Sima, turning him into an IKEA chair with a face. Su and Bai ask him if he is behind the bloodthirsty array. He reveals the bloodthirsty array won't stop even though he's defeated, and the sacrificial children are gone. The royal family of the kingdom are the descendants of the Dragon Ball bloodline, who fought in the Great War ages ago. Did we just hear Dragon Ball? I can't wait to see a cameo by Goku later on. A massive red rose emerges from the ground, activated by the princess's blood. The rose starts to suck out blood from the people gathered for the ceremony. We are then taken back to the time when Bai, Su, and Ruowei were discussing the plan to break the bloodthirsty array. We learn that the princess is the only one who can break the array, but she may die in the process. Thus, Ruowei jumps into the hole to enter the underground tomb to save everyone. She confronts her ancestor who has risen from the grave as a result of the ceremony. She is angered by his actions which caused the previous zombie chaos. Slitting her hand, she tries to break the array to save the people outside, but the flying old man with a long beard absorbs her energy and attacks her after calling her stupid for her actions. Bai intervenes to help Ruowei out. After absorbing a huge amount of power, the ancestor enters the Golden Realm and becomes very powerful. Bai uses his sword to attack the ancestor, but he breaks the sword with the swing of his hand. Bai then resorts to using his fists and defeats him brutally, breaking every bone and throwing the ancestor back into his coffin. Julong, Bai's ghost friend, appears behind Bai, who is looking down the hole in the ground. Bai blames him for not taking away left-out souls. Julong then jumps down to collect the souls of the ancestors in the tomb. Su arrives too, and tells Bai that Ruowei will be fine thanks to her Dragon Ball blood. Su tells Ruowei about the legend of a goddess and an immortal dragon having a daughter. This legend makes Ruowei's blood precious and a secret to protect. Ruowei then questions Su about Bai's powers even though he is in the beginner realm. Su explains his unique role as the respected swordmaster maintaining order, as even though he is stuck in the Foundation establishment realm of Qi cultivation, he's stronger than all other Qi cultivators. Elsewhere, Lang is guiding souls to the afterlife. He insists Bai accept reincarnation, but Bai seeks an extension instead, as he believes he is close to breaking through to the next realm. Lang laughs at Bai's repeated request, over 3,000 years, and reveals only 2 days remaining on his 10-day life extension, as he vanishes into a portal. Back at the kingdom, the king expresses gratitude to Bai for his help and asks him to take care of his daughter. Bai hesitates, but the emperor insists and hopes that with a bit of training, his children can become capable of protecting the kingdom. Ruowei argues that she just needs training, not a husband. Bai still tries to refuse the proposal of training Ruowei by making excuses for his frequent travels, but Ruowei wonders if he fears her surpassing him instead. Their banter is interrupted by a celebration dinner, and later, they find themselves in bed together. Well, what do we have here? Bai, thinking Ruowei is better off without him due to her valuable blood, is later seen fighting a mysterious man, revealed to be Lang. Lang explains that Bai's 10-day extension has ended, but Bai begs for more. A pearl is thrown into his mouth, extending his life for another 4 years and 355 days, thanks to Su. Bai thanks Su and leaves, while Lang wonders why Su helps Bai every time. In return, Su points out Lang's consistent support, and they both laugh. Then we see Ruowei visiting the sword sect. She pleads with Yunji to have Bai train her. Yunji, moved by her desire to protect her people, agrees to help convince Bai. Yunji then hints at financial struggles, and when Ruowei offers to help, he suggests Ruowei buying something for Bai could aid her cause. Ruowei agrees to pay a large sum, and they all ride up the mountain with various goods to please Bai. Nothing beats good old money. Bai, seeing all the goods brought in, demands the elders to leave as he cares only about the translated document Yunji brought. The translation is challenging, but Ruowei, experienced in interpreting inscriptions, assists. But Ruowei demands Bai to accept her as his student if he needs help in the translation. Bai then agrees to make her his student, greeting her as his precious student. Ruowei finishes the translation, revealing a mention of the land immortal with immense spiritual powers who are free from life and death. Bai is dissatisfied with the incomplete story and decides to copy the scripture himself and orders Ruowei to prepare for outdoor training. We see Bai and Ruowei waiting for a ride. Huangfu arrives out of the smoke and complains about being summoned on such short notice that he rushed there without changing clothes first. Ruowei is shocked to see Huangfu in that state, and realizing there's a girl with Bai, Huangfu quickly vanishes and returns wearing clothes. Upon hearing that Bai wants to go to the Great Desolation, Huangfu doesn't like the idea. Bai complains that he must have not copied the scripture properly, but Huangfu assures he copied the stone tablet accurately. Bai convinces him by suggesting that he may find a way to reach a higher realm. To persuade Ruowei, Bai tells her it will be part of her training and promises to protect her on the journey. After this, we see the three flying away on Huangfu's sword, which was indeed quite big. Along the journey, they face many monsters, but Bai quickly finishes them off easily. Huangfu helps out too by taking on various ferocious ones along the way. He boasts about passing the Immortals test after showcasing his Kakashi's Chidori-like Thunderbolt skills, and Bai points out the severity varies based on one's deeds. Arriving at Huangfu's assumed tablet location, they find only sand. Ruowei spots 3 cute eyes, which turn out to be a vicious monster hiding under the sand. Huangfu kills it by splashing all of its insides on him, and Bai suggests ruling in the sand, since Huangfu now stinks. Ruowei is injured a little, and when some drops of blood fall to the ground, it activates a spell revealing the stone tablet. As she begins translating, an earthquake occurs when her blood touches the inscriptions, unveiling an entire hidden city. As the group explores the city, they find it quite spooky, with voices heard but not seen. The tablet mentions the land immortals' skill in spiritual magic, and they assume the voices are from souls in the Hades realm. A bell rings, and suddenly it's night in the city. Huangfu notes their spiritual energy is being drained. They realize that since Ruowei has the lowest qi cultivation level, she is bewitched by the spiritual magic and is following the sound in an unconscious state. Bai quickly counteracts the sound with his sword. He then instructs Huangfu to take Ruowei away from the bell's sound. Bai goes back to the tablet to copy the writings, but it starts sinking faster. He finishes copying the whole thing just before it sinks into the sand completely, and the group flies away. They notice that a spell activates over the ground as they leave. Back at Bai's mountain, Huangfu and Yunji are checking Ruowei's recovery. Bai comes out of the door and tells them to quiet down and leave. He assures she will fully recover as he gives her some spiritual energy. Bai hands them a copy of the stone tablet, instructing them to find someone to translate it immediately. Meanwhile, an orb released from the stone tablet's spell enters a tree. Later, 2 travelers find their way into the city. Suspecting its mysterious origin, they run away to inform the king about it. The scene then shifts to a mysterious figure sitting on a throne inside the palace of the mysterious city. Who is this figure? God knows. Let's see in the part 2. Till then, thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe the channel for part 2.